My understanding is they have
Oh,
some
hey, we're
sort of
live.
plan for the second part. They're not like they
Okay.
planned for this, I think.
Okay, Tuvix.
Maybe I'm
Tuvix.
misunderstanding and thinking too highly of them.
We're okay. Yes, we were talking about Prodigy. People, and you don't worry about it. It's the latest episode stuff. Not sure they made the right decision. I'm not sure they made the right decision. So Tuvix is today, and there's other stuff, but who cares? It's all about Tuvix.
Tuvix should have been a two-part episode.
Tuvix should have been a 5-season episode. Maybe.
It's weird. It's weird because Tuvix is the haha funny, completely insane Voyager episode, but also it's legitimately one of the best ones in the entire season.
Yeah, Tuvix is good. Okay. Logistics. I don't know what I'm talking about today. Logistics of the stream. If this is your first time, you queue up the episode Tuvix, which is season 2, episode 24, I believe. And then when the countdown hits 0, you press play. Because I'm not going to show it on the live stream, and I'm not going to play the audio on the live stream. So you can make it work yourself. We got a countdown, we got a timestamp, and you can make it work. And that's it. That's the whole thing. So how's the weather? Do you guys have weather?
It's cold.
Cool. No pun
I live
intended.
in I live in a climate-controlled box, so I don't actually know about the weather.
Okay. I mean, I guess we all live in climate-controlled boxes.
Well,
health is very important.
maybe I don't, Ryan. Maybe I just live in a box without climate control, and I just have to deal with the frigid temperatures. But as they pierce through
Well, the question
my...
is, does it not have climate control, or do you just not use the climate control? Because I just don't use the climate control in my box.
Maybe I live in I live in a very compact housing unit. You may have heard of one. It's called a dumpster.
I heard you get free deliveries all the time.
Yeah,
Free stuff,
more boxes to live in.
free food.
It's very sustainable.
So, Gyrinx, how's your weather?
It's been nice today, actually.
Oh, disappointing.
Unusually so. Yeah.
Bourgeois, your weather, please. No? Just muting yourself immediately? Don't want to tell us about your weather? That's cool. So what are the resolutions? I know what basics is. In basics, the case on take over the ship and Suitor has to die. What's resolutions? I don't know.
No idea.
It's really weird that the resolutions isn't the resolution of the season.
I guess. Or it could be the premiere of the next season. It could be their new season's resolutions. Well, did everyone here have New Year's resolutions? And has everyone already abandoned them?
Yeah, I made the resolution to stop watching Star Trek Voyager.
Why would you ever make that resolution? Why would you do that?
It's a terrible resolution.
That's almost as bad as resolving to not watch Star Trek Enterprise.
Ryan, how come
Look, we
we
don't
stopped
have much to talk
watching
about
the
until the
two-part
episode starts?
episodes as one episode?
Wait, what episode is what?
Well, usually back in the olden days, when it was a two-part episode, we watched the whole thing at once.
Yeah, so I decided to stop that because I prefer it this way. There you go. That's the whole reason.
Why? You didn't have the guts to sit through the
Yes,
nine-part
exactly.
episode
I didn't
finale
have
of
the courage.
9 in one sitting?
I lacked the courage to watch another episode of Star Trek. Press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Play. I actually pressed play slightly early. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Ryan's edits is without honor.
Your face is without honor.
You do
Yes,
not
Ryan, 3
understand.
episodes at a time.
Your mom is without honor. Oh, this is the same bitch from the episode Innocence with Tuvok and the children. It's the same shot. How convenient. So, given that we're having Tuvix as an episode, is Tuvok and Neelix the best pairing we could have had? Or what if we had...
Well, it's the
What if we-
obvious pairing because they hate
what if
each
we
other, and by hate
What
each
if we
other,
combine
it's
both
really-
Delaney sisters and then we just have one Delaney sister?
Well, then Tom and Harry are gonna have a problem.
Tom and Harry could also be Tuvix.
Yeah, but then you just have Tom, but slightly nerdier.
No, you'd have Tom. You'd have a
And he could
person
probably play the clarinet.
who plays by his own rules, but at the same time is completely by the book. Who is on the bridge 24 hours a day, and when they get back to the Alpha Quadrant, they'll be sent to prison and not
What if we
promoted.
merge Tuvok and Mr. Suitor? Then they would have a perfect understanding of each other.
Tuvox's box looks like a cat carrier.
It might be a cat carrier.
It's a little small. Oh god, this is painful.
Neelix, I thought I made a rule about no singing. Why would... You're not allowed to do that.
Neelix now sing Faith of the Heart.
How many hearts does Tuvix
Is this scene specifically designed to make us angry at Neelix?
have? Yes.
So we don't want to revive him at the end? We want him to stay dead?
Maybe.
Combine Commander Chakotay in a bioneural gel pack.
We already had an episode about that. It was weird. He was flying around the ship as a spooky ghost and possessing people.
I don't know if I remember that.
And like changing the systems. I don't know what it was called, but it was weird. Oh, I remembered. Resolutions is the one where Janeway and Chakotay have their romance when they're marooned on a planet.
Really good episode. I really like
Makes her
that
a bath. A hot tub. Or a bathtub. One or the other.
And here he comes. Let's give him a round of applause for his big debut.
Yes, abort! Abort, Tuvix! Oh no. It begins.
There he is.
The man we've all been waiting for.
All hail Tuvix, the immortal god captain of Voyager.
Now, they really should have gone down on a shuttle after this episode, grabbed some of the orchids, and kept them as a way to Tuvix people at will as needed. We should have cultivated this. If someone commits a terrible crime on the ship, their punishment is not being sent to the brig. They get merged with Neelix for a period depending on the severity of the crime.
What if Neelix kind of like rubs off on them though? This is kind of like shooting yourself in the foot.
Or like Neelix becomes like a serial killer.
He might already be. We don't know.
They should have like merged like Neelix and Seska.
Neelix has already killed one, and he's gonna kill again. He already killed Carthonasi. Threw
Wait,
him
Neelix
into
gets
the
to kill
warp
both
core.
of the traitors?
But how many traitors do we have? There's Karth and Seska. Suitor isn't exactly a traitor, he's just a murderer.
The guy that's working with the Kazons in this episode, right? Or is it
I
just
have no
Seska?
idea.
I don't
It
know.
might just be Seska.
It's been over a year since I watched Voyager last.
I think it's
Do you
just
think-
Seska.
Do you think Voyager's ever going to get a remaster? Because it's not exactly getting any
No.
popular.
I watched
It
someone
can't
talk
because of the
about
way it
a
was
DS9.
filmed.
Yeah. I watched someone talk about a DS9 remaster and a Voyager remaster, and apparently because of the effects being
I mean, they can.
like
It'll just
CG
be
and
more
stuff, it'd
expensive
be
because
very
how much
expensive.
CG there is. They
Like more
can do
expensive than the
it.
TNG stuff because they had everything lying around from TNG, but they don't have everything lying around from Voyager and Deep Space Nine.
Like everything here. This is all just on film. They could just rescan this bit and it'll be fine. No CG here. No, don't make it weird. Tuvix, leave her alone. If Tuvix, if they were married, would they still be married when it's Tuvix, or is that a different person?
I don't know. Maybe
What would
half
Tuvok's
married.
wife think about this? And his children?
Well, Tuvok's wife isn't here. I believe
That'd
Tuvix does
be-
mention Tuvok's wife.
That'd be up to his wife.
Tuvok definitely is not sharing the story when they get back.
Well, he loses his mind by the time they get back.
Nah, he fixes
Understandably.
it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's right.
How did Tuvix, how did the orchids merge together a floral pattern on his uniform? How did that happen?
Supposed to
They're
be a
all like that.
combination between Neelix's uniform and Tuvok's uniform.
But
We should have
yeah,
called him
that's what it
Nevok.
is, but I don't understand how these orchids are supposed to. I thought it merged DNA.
If you merge together, if you just
Well,
leave
it's a
three
Starfleet
orchids
uniform.
by
It's
themselves,
alive.
you just end up with like one orchid.
Yeah, maybe AI upscaling could do it. I mean, I've done a little bit of AI upscaling and it's not perfect right now, but it keeps getting better and better. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. But yeah, Kess looking a little awkward.
Everyone is like freaking out.
Well, it would be
Wouldn't you
really
be?
awkward, wouldn't it? Like if the guy that you like and the guy that you hate get fused together and you don't know how
She
to
doesn't
feel.
hate Tuvok. Or do you mean she
Well,
hates
it's
Neelix.
opposite.
Neelix?
Well, I
Tuvok's
guess she
face
likes
off
both
that
of
one
them,
time.
but like everyone else probably hates Neelix. And
Oh, we
likes
should have
Tuvok.
merged Tom and Neelix to resolve their jealousy thing.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
Oh yes.
And Cass could say, like, well, it wasn't technically cheating, it was you. What's the problem?
Yes. Neelix would absolutely be jealous of
Himself?
Tomix.
Telix?
Maybe that's why they didn't do it.
Neelam?
Neil, like Gollum.
This episode is also, I feel like it's just carried by Tom Wright as Tuvix, because he does a really good job here, I think. Where he's like a likable character and not this terrifying freak of nature.
Yeah, he's probably the most charismatic character on the whole crew.
Therefore he must die. Janeway's coming for him. It's only a matter of time. What is it? Chris Kendrick. Jim.
Mivok, yes.
Nevok.
I guess we could call him Nevok. What was
You
that
guys
facial
prefer-
expression? Why does he look so proud of that? It's not exactly the height of creativity, is it, Tuvix?
Do you guys prefer a left Tuvix or a right Tuvix?
What? I mean, I know what you're referencing, but what? Which side is Tuvok? Because I prefer that side. The merged humanoid. God, can we just... Janeway, just get it over with and execute him now before you form a bond.
The doctor's like, I got some bad news. Janeway Tuvix is just completely insane. He is planning to kill everybody.
Don't... Oh, mess hall. I thought she was going to offer him a position on the bridge already. It's like, no. You don't know this man. This is a different person. No, just the mess hall. That's fine. He can just poison people. No biggie.
I feel like Tuvix would just be really, really neurotic.
Well, that's what all the
Because,
psychological profiling is for.
yeah, because like Tuvix and Neelix, Tuvok and Neelix just hate each other.
Tuvix and Neelix? You just found another Neelix and added him to the mix?
Yeah.
We used the transporter to clone Neelix and merge 3 people together, so he's just... Oh, God. What if we merged Tom Riker and William Riker like this? Would that solve the problem?
Then they'd be Lom Riker.
Yeah. They would be pretty messed up, I think.
It'd be fine. They're both Riker.
It's Lieutenant Commander Weemus Riker.
You can't say that to her. She's your superior officer, maybe. It's not clear. You can't call your superior officers pretty.
So now this begs the additional question. So if Morale Officer Neelix is outranked by
This is so
Captain's
confusing.
Assistant, what's Tuvix's current rank? Is he in between Morale Officer and Tactical Officer?
I
He's
think
morale
right now
security
Where
officer.
does Chef
he has no rank.
fit into that?
I
Chef.
like Morale Security Officer, where if you're sad, he just arrests you.
Yeah.
Fun fact, because Neelix is the ship's chef, he was actually played by Jonathan Frakes the whole time. You never noticed.
Yep. Secretly Jonathan Frakes. They're like, why are you talking about me like I'm not here, jerks? I'm not an accident.
What?
There we go. There.
Why are you
I
making
was
it weird,
actually-
Tuvix? What are those sounds coming from you?
Who?
Bourgeois, I think. Did you...
I was walking down the stairs.
It sounded biological.
Biological?
He mutes himself for everything except his odd noise walking down the stairs.
It's
As you do.
biological. Some kind of life form.
I sure love biological noises.
Mhm.
Oh, biological noises are some of my favorite noises.
How does Tuvix use the bathroom?
What do you mean? However he
like-
used it before, or however they used it before.
Like
Probably.
does Tuvix look like what it would look like if Neelix and Tuvok had a child?
I guess. Probably.
I don't know about that.
I mean,
Maybe
physically,
not,
that's
because
complicated because they're both male, but maybe.
So I think maybe what's happening is that all alleles are being expressed, whereas if you were to have a child, you're going to have only the dominant alleles expressed.
How many
So
chromosomes does Tuvix have?
And I think we all know whose alleles are dominant. It's clearly
yeah,
Neelix's alleles.
Neelix, yeah, exactly.
What if the orchid is just in charge this whole time? Really, like that's the dominant personality here. It's just a plant.
The plants desire peaceful coexistence.
So Tuvix remembers or has all of Neelix and Tuvok's memories, but I always imagined that after he's separated, neither of them have Tuvix's memories.
I think that's correct. That's my assumption.
When they get separated, does Tuvok go back to hating Neelix?
Yeah.
Mostly.
Wait.
Yeah.
Does Neelix now remember Tuvok strangling him in the holodeck?
Yes.
Oh,
Good.
man.
I'm glad he remembers. Now he knows to tread
Now he knows what's at
lightly.
stake. Yeah.
So Tuvix now basically has like fantasies about murdering himself.
The idiots! How do they not know how to cook?
Yeah, I
I
thought
guess
you
they're
were
used to
in the
replicators.
academy. And you're supposed to
They
know
didn't,
many
teach
things.
that in the academy.
There are a
They didn't-
surprising
they didn't
number of
take-
adults who have no idea how to cook.
I don't
It's deeply concerning.
They didn't look. They didn't take the Kobayashi menu extension course.
Like, none of them know how to cook, because otherwise one of them would have known how to cook and told the other ones to get the fuck out of the kitchen.
Yeah, why is everyone? There's more people in the kitchen than there are like appliances that they.
Yeah,
can
like they're all just
use.
holding random fruits and stuff.
Yeah, it's like I will just hold this mango until it turns into
See
food I
Kessa's
want
giggle?
to eat.
Tess can giggle if she wants to.
She's very amused by this situation.
I mean, I guess that's true. These people have literally never needed to cook in their lives. They have replicators.
What is with the back of his head, though?
What do you mean?
weird.
What's wrong with the back of your head? You jerk.
That's like Tuvix's short buzz or Tuvok's short buzz cut and Neelix's weird fin thing.
Well, he's gonna find himself without Kess in his life pretty soon, actually. And
Very
Kess will be
sad.
better for it.
I
No,
don't
it's
know.
not sad. It's very good for Kess to get away.
No,
To
she like
escape.
turns into like an angry lady and then comes back to fuck up the Voyager for some reason.
I don't
I
think
don't
that has
remember
to do with
why.
her breakup, though. I think that's unrelated.
Oh no. I thought you were talking about her leaving the ship. But yeah, they do break up in a very odd manner. It is bizarre, isn't it?
His girlfriend turned into the moon.
That's rough, buddy. Oh,
I'd
did I
like
just
to-
call Neelix buddy? Ugh. Gross.
I like to remind everyone of the fact that it up to like Discovery and not counting the movies, more main characters on Star Trek got turned into non-corporeal godlike entities than died.
Oh,
That doesn't sound right at all.
No,
numbers,
'cause
please.
Tasha Yasha died, and then
Jadzia died.
Tess, Wesley,
Kinda.
who?
Jadzia died.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. So that's two maybe, but then it's I don't want to. This is all spoilers here. Can I say it?
I'm saying we're free to spoil anything before the most recent season of Prodigy.
Yeah. So and then Cisco, Wesley, and Kess all turn into gods.
Picard dies.
Let's see.
Oh, I said
Twice.
up to Discovery. We're not counting when they die and come back to life.
So does Jadzia not count? Because that's unclear.
Oh, Jadzia is like half. So
She's
it's
only
like
Yeah, Leah
mostly
died,
dead.
but
That's different
Dax
than
is
all
still
dead.
alive. Chetsia Dax did not die.
They found a flower. Wow. You know, most people die.
that's true.
Um, honestly, I can end the sentence right there. Most people die. It's just they end up coming back by the end of the episode. It's fine. Like everybody on the entire crew of Voyager dies when they crash on an ice planet. But then they change the timeline and it's fine.
Wait, no, two of them survive.
Okay, 2 of them survive. Almost
And
everybody on Voyager, and Harry's one of them, and he's already died.
yeah, and who's the so? But we might have
Chakotay's
one
the other one,
survivor that made it through
and the
the whole
Doctor.
show without a single death. Who's that? Is that Chakotay?
Yeah, Trip died. That's true. Does Chakotay ever die? Oh yes, Chakotay dies in the alternate timeline from that same episode because he gets shot out of the sky by Geordi.
He also dies in the finale, or
Oh yeah.
in the timeline that Janeway erases.
Oh yeah.
So who is the most deaths?
Remember that time that Harry Kim dissected 7 of 9's frozen head?
Oh, do I?
I mean, dissection's a pretty harsh word. He just grabbed one component. It's fine.
I
Let's
thought it
see.
was pretty gross.
Are we counting cause and effect? Because everyone dies there like 30 times by the time they fix the loop. Is Kess wearing 3 shirts, or is that just the design of one shirt?
I think it's the design of one shirt, though it is unclear
He
to
has
me.
3 different sleeve types.
I think it's 3.
All of her outfits are layered like that. I don't know why.
I don't know how they make women's clothes in general.
I
Not
imagine
really.
they keep
I
the
don't
They
have
did
ship
in
a
the
little bit
90s.
cold to save
Did they?
energy. If they keep the ship cold to save energy, that would explain why everybody's always in 2 or 3 layers.
I
The
feel
Starfleet
like
uniforms
actually
are a
the
shirt
ship would
and a
be really
jacket.
hot because you have like
Yeah.
a warp core
I
and stuff
imagine
on it.
it's
No
60 or so
radiating.
degrees.
Do you think
She's
they turn the ship's
terrified.
temperature down at night?
I don't know. I don't think they need to worry about saving energy on keeping the ship warm, seeing as I imagine keeping the ship cold is the real issue because they're running a fusion reactor and a warp drive.
Several fusion reactors, at least on the Enterprise.
Yeah, there's a few.
It's very convenient in
Oh yeah,
Star Trek.
Weyoun
Like
dies a
whenever they
lot.
arrive at a
Kind
new
of.
planet, they're always like synced up. Their time zones are synced up with like the most important part of that planet.
It's common courtesy to
Except in
synchronize with the
Enterprise, where they
planet.
refuse to do that because Captain Archer's angry.
Well, they almost killed his dog.
I don't think they killed the dog. I think that the dog got sick.
They had access to its genetic profile. It's their fault they didn't do the proper research to figure out if there was something on that planet that could hurt it. What if we Tuvix together the different Porthos actor dogs?
Is in
Does
pain.
Tuvix a Sigma male?
Is he? I don't think so. I don't think he's very independent. I think to be a
Pretty-
Sigma male, you have to be like very independent. I think Tuvok is a Sigma male. Um, I think people would say that.
Okay, so
Who
Janeway
So
has two
I
layers
think
right now.
are all
I think
Vulcan
Hess is
signal
wearing.
males.
I think the inner layer
They forego
is separate.
emotion so they can dedicate themselves to the grind.
It's true. Um, but I think Hess's inner layer is separate from the outer two layers, which are connected. I
That
think
looks right. I think
because
that's
you can
correct.
see the when she moves her arms, you can see the inner layer like move. She's fond of Neelix.
Why though? Well, I know why. Because Stockholm Syndrome, because
She makes
Neelix rescued
coffee.
her from the Kazon. Now she feels obligated, and it's just...
So then maybe she'd feel a little liberated here. And that would be that would be interesting. But it would
Fix
also be
just starts
really
going after
gross,
the
I guess.
Brain Sisters.
He's a better person than Neelix is. We should let him live.
Imagine loving Neelix. Cringe. He's like a disheveled cat man.
Yeah,
He's a hedgehog.
freaking
He's a hobbit.
Neelix, as the ship werewolf.
A werewolf.
Where?
Werewolf?
Shape shifting into a wolf is not a deed. It's not a
Is by
task
no means a
within-
proper activity for a gentleman. Nonetheless.
Have Neelix and not Harry, the other one.
Tom?
Tom, have they made up yet, or are they still
Yeah, they made up. They're fine.
okay?
God, can we Tuvix Mark Twain with literally anyone? Mark Twain,
Twain?
and Captain Picard. Let's Tuvix them. It would be amazing.
Hello.
Reading the Costamogin is not an activity proper for a gentleman.
I rewatched that episode recently just for Mark Twain. It's so good.
Eavesdropping is no pastime for a gentleman, but I'm afraid the deed is done.
It's
I
actually a
should
pretty
make
nice
more
scene.
Mark Twain videos.
If you
Time
pretend that
ship.
Neelix is likable.
The Delta Quadrant.
What if they Tuvixed Kai Wynn with Kira
Mark
Nerys?
Twain.
That's just
No.
cruel.
No. You Tuvix Kai Wynn with a mold or fungus. And that's just you just end up with Kai Wynn.
We
Again.
Tuvix Season 1 Kai Wynn with the Sydney Opera House. Except not Kai Wynn, Vedic Wynn. Tuvix is tall.
Can we Tuvix Kai Wynn with a black hole?
You can Tuvix things with objects, people with objects.
I would say a black hole is not.
Well, we
an
Tuvix
object per
Tuvix
se.
their uniforms together.
Yeah,
so
it's a
surely
singularity.
We can...
Singularities aren't really
Tiny
objects.
into a black hole.
Maybe mathematically they're objects, I guess.
Uh-oh.
His cooking is better than Neelix's. I guess that's
They
not
should've
that
just
hard.
kept
It
him
seems like
then.
nobody actually likes
Well,
his
I
cooking.
don't think Neelix's cooking is good.
No, it's just everything Leola root.
Okay, so he's still on the clarinet for now.
I like how
What-
Americans like don't even know
What
what
does he switch
ginger
to?
is. So like you can use ginger as an alien plant on an American
What
TV
Americans
show.
don't know what ginger is.
Apparently,
Ginger
the
or
Voyager
ginger?
creators thought that Americans don't know what ginger is.
They did spray
because
paint
like
it a different
they
color,
don't
didn't
spray
they?
paint it. It's just ginger.
It.
I thought
I think
in
it is.
some
It's
scenes they make
shiny.
it
It's
green.
weird.
Isn't it? Let me Google it.
I'm pretty sure
I
it's
said
painted.
it's been a year.
What's the doctor
Neola
talking
root.
into here?
Look.
There's no monitor in this, like,
Do you
when he
remember?
talked to Kim
Yeah, it's a
over
little golden.
at
Do
that
you remember
location, sick bay.
the Enterprise episode we just watched where Hoshi was eating strawberry and kiwi, and she's like, "Oh, we don't
My
have
God,
anything
Ryan.
exactly like this on Earth. It's just a strawberry, lady."
Oh my God, Ryan. If you Google Leola root, you're the second result.
That's
Why?
funny.
You are. The 10 uses of Leola root is the second link on Google image search. And you're right, it is like slightly spray painted. Very weird.
What was the doctor talking into in that scene? 'Cause there's no monitor there, so was he just speaking into, like, nothing?
It doesn't matter if there's a monitor because he's just part of the computer, so he's just a projection on the screen.
Yeah, exactly. So was he just, like, hallucinating Kim there?
He doesn't exist.
So does that mean the background was also simulated? Because it had to be.
I guess.
He wouldn't need a background if it was just like a straight up like a max headroom simulation. That's what they should have done with the Doctor. It should have been max headroom. They
He
have
already plays the
Rasmussen.
character.
Yeah, but they could have used him as the template for the hologram for some reason. As part of his attrition.
There should have been a Voyager episode where they need to, like, where, like, the entire ship's computer systems are disabled or something, and, like, they have to bring up, like, Max Headroom as, like, the emergency backup computer or something to help them fix the ship and defeat the aliens.
Tuvix, are you sure you want to say that? Hang on, how... He says, I'm not going anywhere. How many minutes are left in the episode? 13 minutes. Tuvix. You sure about that?
So does Tuvix weigh just, like, twice as much as a regular person?
Yes, he has the strength
is
of a
extra
Vulcan and a
dense.
little baby.
So is he just, like, shredded? Like, where did all of that mass go?
He's just extremely dense.
He's the densest.
He's a 350-pound man with the physique of, well, just a dude.
They pretty much start out the episode trying to figure out how to separate him, and then everyone's all upset when they figure out how to separate him.
Yeah, that's because you've gotten to know him.
Barely.
We have a problem.
And that problem is Tuvix, and we can... Tuvix? Tuvix, and we can solve it by killing him.
Well, what they should have done was immediately when it happened, put him into like transporter buffer stasis until they figured out how to fix it. And then they just do it without ever interacting with him. It's easier that way.
Yeah, that'll be a new Starfleet regulation when they get back.
Should they have kept Sim from Enterprise unconscious for the whole time?
Yeah.
That'd have definitely been less cruel.
Gun! Janeway, gun! Shoot him! Stun
Who's
him!
good on Tuvix?
Numerian Inquisition. Is that...
That was that courtroom from
Nobody expects the Numerian Inquisition.
Encounter at Farpoint.
Is it?
No.
No.
I imagine it's a Neelix reference.
Was that a Neelix reference?
Star
could be a-
Trek
could be a
Numeri.
Tuvok.
Let me see. Who are the Numeri? The Numeri are like weird semi-reptile people.
Where are
They
they
had a
from?
remarkably covert society, and according to Neelix, they never needed an excuse to attack anyone. So they're angry people.
So it is a Neelix reference.
They're some of the people who tried to frame Tom Paris for murder.
Really?
Apparently. Yes, exactly, Tuvix. I'm glad we're on the same page. Execute him. Wait, did he just say that execution was forbidden centuries ago? Because that's not true. Or is being a transporter accident the other one exception? So, Robo, what you eating?
So it is if Tuvix and Tuvok and
Oh.
Neelix had a child.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Please push to mute if you're going to eat on stream. Push to talk, rather. Or push to mute if you're chewing. I don't care which.
I just pushed the mute on my headset.
So she has to kill him because of the homosexual implications.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We can't have gay adoption on the Voyager.
Wait, what? Did I miss something important, or is that just a weird out of left field comment? What did I miss?
Well, she's if Tuvix is the child of two men.
Oh, it's
I don't
because
think
NVIDIA
that's what the
broadcast
episode's saying at all.
is not functioning right now for some reason.
I really hope that Neelix and
Well, he's
Tuvok
also
knock
coded as
over
queer.
Tuvok?
He's a man who's trying to
Neelix?
date Kess.
Tuvix is. Well, yeah, I guess.
What do you mean?
I don't think he is at all.
Okay, maybe not.
They
I
should
think
just
he's
put Tuvix
straight
with
as
He's-
an arrow.
He's metrosexual. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
He's
Neelix
just a
is
dude.
metrosexual, sure.
Look,
Oh, I'm
we don't.
here for it. I want Neelix back for some reason.
Yeah, the show needs
You
more.
do?
Tuvix has like scary eyes, like scary vampire eyes.
Kess wants
We should
her
get rid of
abuser back
those.
because that's what
Kill
that's
He
what
has
happens to
brown
abusers.
version of Neelix contacts, I think. Neelix has similar contacts, but they're yellow.
Okay, some good acting from Jennifer here. Can we just shoot him? Yes. Cass is on board. Everybody on the ship is on board with this murder.
Yes.
They run like a poll, and like maybe two people are opposed, and like Tuvix and the other person will remain unknown
More
forever.
complicated than just murder. Let's be real.
Murder him. Oh, Aurora, there's all kinds of noise coming from you. A lot of noise. Please adjust your microphone. Also, I have put a poll in the YouTube chat asking, should murder Neelix?
Murder
Tuvix, not
Neelix,
Neelix.
murder Tuvix, because these are two very
Tuvix.
different questions.
On one hand, you get rid of Neelix by keeping Tuvix.
Sorry, I was
On
trying
the
to
other
find the
hand,
mute button
you
so that
lose
didn't
Tuvix.
happen.
Okay. I mean, murder Neelix, I think the poll would go a different way. I think it would be... we can check. Okay, so that's 70% for murdering Tuvix. I also did a poll on the Discord with a lot more votes. Well, not that many more. Some more votes. And it was like 2-1 in favor of killing Tuvix.
Is losing Tuvok worth getting rid of Neelix?
The answer is, of course, no, because Tuvok is great and we love him. And as we've discussed, he's a Sigma male.
What does that even mean?
I don't really know.
Dedicated
I
to the
think a
grind.
Sigma male is like a male that's like outside of the hierarchy but still respected. I think.
It's like
End the poll quickly.
the Joker. The
Okay.
Joker's.
Well, whatever man that the incel in question likes is a Sigma male.
Yeah.
So like the Joker or Batman or whatever.
I made sure to end the
White.
YouTube poll quickly when it was in my favor. It is 100% in favor of killing Neelix.
Hell yes.
Not Tuvix, Neelix. Yes, murder
Hell
him.
yes.
God, best of both worlds. We separate Tuvix into Tuvok and Neelix, and then we just shoot Neelix. We can make this work for everybody. Including Cass.
Just don't reconstitute Neelix in the transporter.
That is a pretty bad line.
But
We could
Tuvok
transfer
back together and
Neelix
then
to the
turn-
ship's energy storage and just use his matter.
Yeah.
He could be a nice pair of boots or a pocket watch.
I think that Talaxian skin makes good leather.
Or pocket watch.
Is there a way to do the watch along without the video being blurry?
Skin makes good leather.
Well, you can either queue up your own copy of the episode, or if you look at Discord, there might be other ways that I certainly wouldn't advocate.
This is. I'm just saying at this moment, Tuvix should have just like done the data thing, and then put in the security codes and like use the computer to take over the entire ship.
It's not really surgical, is it? You're just telling the transporter to separate. You don't exactly go in with a scalpel and cut him in half.
This scene is just so. This episode is just all over the place. What is this?
This is a murder.
Just the tone, you know.
We're playing dues here.
Tuvix, if you really want to live, pull out a gun and shoot
Please-
Janeway. It's a fight for your life.
Please lay down on this murder bed.
Just kill her.
It's like an episode of like iCarly slowly turned into the Twilight Zone.
I wonder if this is easier or harder than doing a manual saucer separation.
Manual Tuvix separation.
That's some
They
weird
did manual
effects.
docking, but they never did manual separation.
All right, Tuvix is dead. We did it.
Hey, look, Neelix is in a uniform and he looks better. Wow,
He doesn't deserve to wear that uniform.
this is true.
They should have had
Bronze.
Neelix in a uniform and then Tuvok in one of the goofy Neelix outfits.
That would have been a funny gag.
I don't think we want a funny gag at this point in the episode. I think the time is past for jokes.
I wonder why they decided to put him in a Starfleet uniform, though.
Because that's what Tuvix had on.
What happened to the orchid?
No, Tuvix's uniform. Oh, he was. Yeah, you're right. He changed.
All right. So that's Tuvix. You're all free to go now, but we have 2 more episodes that we're going to go through anyway.
What if we want to stay?
Then stay.
Were we forced to watch Tuvix?
Yes.
Can we have a moment of silence for Tuvix, please?
No, he deserved to die. 1 minute to
memoriam.
resolutions.
We voted on it.
We voted in favor
Democracy
of murder.
works.
He has committed crimes against Voyager and its people. By existing. Anyway, everyone queue up for resolutions. Episode 25, Season 2. Which is, it's a slower episode. Not much really happens in it. Just take some time.
I like Voyager and all the series and whatnot, but like sometimes it's like the rules are super important until they become inconvenient. But otherwise, it's a
Yes.
cool show. But like,
Yeah,
I
rules are only
Voyager.
matter when they're convenient. Like the Prime Directive only does. Anyway, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. The Prime Directive, oh hey, it's McKinley Park. The Prime Directive only matters until the other characters decide, nah, I don't feel like it. Bourgeois, why is there wind?
I must have really sensitive microphones, I guess.
I guess.
Plural.
Yeah, I think we've seen this area before. This is just a park in Los Angeles. There's supposed to be some wild place in the middle of nowhere, but all the grass is perfectly mowed. There's a nice clearing.
They used the
I bet there's a
transporter
bench.
to make it nice.
Yeah, they beamed down Harry on like a riding mower.
With a lunge.
Yeah, they beamed out like all the trees, and then used their
No, they couldn't beat down
hydroponic
Harry
tech
because then
to
Harry
grow
would
all
get
this
sick
grass
too.
and then
Is this a
transport it.
golf course? Where are they?
It does look like a golf course.
Voyager resolutions. Filming location.
If there's a Scotland planet, there's definitely like a golf course planet.
This does look like it's actually outside. It's not just a set with a green screen. Yeah, Los Angeles, I know that part, but where in Los Angeles?
It's funny because they talk about how the Vidians would harvest your organs. I'm pretty sure there's people in Los Angeles that would harvest your organs too.
I'm pretty sure there's people at golf courses.
I'm pretty sure there's people on.
sorry to interrupt. Is it because of copyright stuff that they can't show the video unblurred and stuff on YouTube?
Yes. If I show more than 30 seconds of either footage or audio, it'll just be... Well, CBS won't be happy with me. Let's put it that way.
And Ryan needs the 265 he'll make off of the stream.
Won't be happy.
Ah, I see.
It is the Angeles
his Taco
National
Bell
Forest in
budget.
the San Gabriel Mountains.
I see.
Not the Los
Also,
Angeles National Forest, just the Angeles National Forest.
Also, guy named Ryan's Edits. I freaking love your videos. Just saying.
Thank you. I made them myself.
Guy named Ryan's Edits.
Might want to mute the YouTube stream
Yeah.
if you have it playing in the background.
Probably makes things very confusing.
Yeah, because there's a
Alright.
delay.
I
I
found
don't know
Angeles
about you,
National
Ryan, but I love
Forest.
hearing my own voice on a delay.
I guess I could,
Hey, whatever.
in Google Maps with satellite view, like try to find the exact location, but that sounds like something a crazy person would do.
If we have any people in California, they could go on the Star Trek Voyager tour to like all the random spots they shot around.
By the way, random note, I was watching a video that was analyzing that planet Voyager flies by in the intro of how like unrealistically small that planet would be.
Yes.
It was just an interesting tidbit. Look at right there. Like they did an analysis of actually how big that planet would have to be for that shot to be possible. It's kind of interesting.
Just looking at it, I mean, I haven't watched the video. I would ballpark 50 to 100 kilometers diameter.
Much smaller than the moon.
Wait, he rescinds the orders. They go back for Janeway. They pick up Janeway. Janeway tells them to leave them there as the new captain again. They leave. Tuvok becomes captain. He rescinds the order. They go back. They get Janeway. Janeway tells them to leave them. They leave. Tuvok becomes captain. He rescinds the order. They go. I don't think that's going to work, Tom.
Felix.
What if they're like still heading home and they figure out how to cure him in like 30 years, and they're like, well, I guess we can't turn around. Oh well.
All right, people keep asking what's up with the why don't we have like badges anymore on YouTube? I wasn't going to mention it until 2 weeks when the appeal was resolved, but YouTube decided they were just going to completely turn off all monetization on my channel.
Oh, wow.
So that's, not ideal. I submitted an appeal, which should be responded to in the next, 12 days. And, if that doesn't work and I lose monetization, then this doesn't work as a side job for me anymore, so I have to, do more work. If that appeal is rejected, I'll probably limit the channel to just intakes and maybe the watch-alongs. And then the time I spend on other videos, I have to spend on, things that make me money.
Money is important. You could just start another channel, couldn't you?
It's just going to have the same problem.
Yeah, but you just keep doing it serially and make a little money.
Was it actually making me money? The streams, no. The videos, absolutely. Streams make like a maximum of 60 cents per stream. They're nothing. It's all about the videos.
Once again, Ryan, I want my $2.50 in royalties from appearing in your watch-along commentary.
Do you accept Ethereum? Do you want 0.0000001 Ethereum?
I only accept dilithium crystals.
Well, I don't think that's gonna happen. No, it wasn't CBS that shut down the monetization. It was YouTube itself. CBS had nothing to do with it. It was just YouTube.
Was it automatic, or did somebody actually pull a lever?
It was manual review.
Really? Somebody doesn't like you.
Probably.
The reason they gave is that the channel is reused content, and therefore does not qualify for monetization. So I had to send an appeal detailing that I'm not just posting stray clips, I do actually edit them fairly heavily.
The person who reviewed it doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Catherine. We can't call you Catherine. That's just wrong.
Kathy.
No. Can't call her
Captain Kathy.
I don't like it.
Hugh calls her in that extremely uncomfortable episode where like, Hugh spends the entire episode sexually harassing her.
Yes, it's bad.
Oh, you mean when he's trying to mate with her?
Yeah. That'd be the
Oh
one.
my god. And then like the finger sex at the end where it's just, oh yeah, it was so good.
That was weird.
Yes, thank you for verbalizing the part that was extremely uncomfortable. That is what we're referring to. It was very weird.
Anyways, I found the one particular edit of Ryan's edits that was like my favorite, the one called "All Good Things Come to an End."
Oh, yeah, I think maybe I should have waited on that to be the last intake. When I get to the very end. Have it be a finale.
I think I
But
saw
it's
YouTube
okay.
comment calling it like a magnum opus or something because it was just so good.
Anyway, what is Tom talking about here? Well, he's talking about why they shouldn't leave Janeway, but why? Why can't we just leave Janeway? Yes, Balana, leave her. Leave her behind. And Chakotay, I guess. Where did she get a dress? Did she make that? Did she beam it down? Where did it come from?
They replicated it. They have a replicator.
Janeway is an
okay.
experienced seamstress from her time in that weird 19th century babysitting program.
Maybe. She might actually be. She does pottery with Leonardo da Vinci. With Gimli, son of Gloin.
Oh yeah, that was interesting
Professor
writing
from
how they put him in the
Sliders.
future and just had him be like, "Oh, actually, I forgot what the writing
What do you
was."
think of the New World? They truly
that's
have
what it
wonders
was.
in America. It's like, no, Leonardo, it's not America.
All of your flying ships that are just like weirdly more superior than halfway across the world.
Why does
Dramatic
that dress
pause.
look like it has lesions, though? All the fabric is all pilled up on it.
That's intentional.
Not like the texture of that dress. It looks alright from a distance, but that texture.
It feels especially
Look at all
weird
these
coming from a
people.
person who every day, every night goes and wears silk.
Yeah, she
The
does like
exact
silk,
opposite.
huh?
Satin, maybe.
So who's the first officer with Tuvok? Is it Kim? No.
It can't be Kim.
No, it's probably Paris because he's a special snowflake, or BLT maybe.
It
Probably
has
the
to be
outcome.
someone.
The
It has to be
doctor.
someone who's actually Starfleet. It can't be another Maquis.
Right.
I would. Wait, no. Wait,
They
no.
never-
Take that. I take that
never
back. It has to be a
established,
Maquis.
right?
I take it back.
Who's EXO under Tupac? Like, Tupac.
Tupac?
Excuse me.
Oh man.
New Earth? Wow. How creative, Janeway.
On like a really parabolic orbit or something, and so like it's all fun and games right now, but then once like winter comes or something, the entire thing's gonna freeze over.
So here's a fun fact that's relevant, but not actually about this scene. If you guys remember that bit from one of the TNG movies, where Riker and Troy are in a hot tub together.
Yeah.
The
that's,
actors, for some reason, are actually naked in the tub together, which doesn't.
Yeah.
It feels weird
They're method actors.
How do you know that?
because they say that in the commentary track for that movie.
I see.
Oh, it must
Is this
be.
where she meets
it's
a
Insurrection.
lemur?
Insurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Insurrection.
Maybe
When
they
she
just
shaves his
wanted
beard.
to.
I highly recommend their commentary track for Insurrection. It's really good. It's better than our commentary tracks for Star Trek.
Not really.
Our
but
Probably not
commentary
true.
track is the best
They have
commentary
a hot
track.
tub scene. What would they do otherwise?
This is so.
They could have underwear. We can't. They could wear
yeah, you can wear
anything
you
under the
wear-
bubbles.
You're supposed to wear flesh tone underwear, so like you can't see that you're not naked.
Flesh tone underwear.
Or you
Yeah,
just go
she-
naked.
She's like, I'd rather be with that monkey than you, Chakotay.
No, she called him because she felt scared, and
She
she
loves
thought there was an
Chakotay.
intruder. So Chakotay is being her like. Now this is really interesting because I once read from like a non-reliable source. But like, men and women when they're in power couples, they don't work out as well romantically. So a prime example of that would be Bill and Hillary Clinton. Like, they've worked very
You
well
know they're still
effectively.
married, right?
Yeah. But the thing is, though, like, I don't think
they're
anyone
married only for appearances. Only for appearances.
Okay, but she's not running anymore, so the appearance doesn't have to be there either.
Oh yeah, no, it does. Like if
Okay, but either way,
her
though,
progeny is ever going to have a political career, they need to stay married.
what Chelsea is not interested at all. But
Well, all right, whatever. But they're never going to get divorced because it's not gonna. It doesn't make sense. It'll just like erode their entire image.
I'm just saying. I think the two of them professionally did
They
very
hated
well.
each
Right?
other.
They both went to Harvard Law, right? But personally, maybe they weren't the best match for each other.
Are Chakotay and Janeway a power couple?
Yes, they are because they run the ship.
What power does
monkey
Chakotay have?
that we just saw that just left is like
He was the
plotting
first
with
officer.
monkey friends
Hey,
to, like,
here's
drive off these interlopers by throwing their feces at them.
Ear review. Here's something. Maybe they practice ethical non-monogamy and they just aren't open about it.
Here's the thing. Maybe you guys are weirdly interested in the romantic relationship of two old people.
Yeah.
Just
But,
let them
Fun
live
fact
their
about
life.
Bill and
Leave them
Hillary.
alone.
After the whole scandal, the reason why Hillary decided to start talking to Bill again, it was so she could tell him to bomb Serbia.
Okay.
So yeah, she
Yeah,
might be a
I
little
really hope
bloodthirsty.
our marriage.
Anyway, moving on from Hillary Clinton. I don't know how we got here.
Yeah, it's so pleasant talking about Hillary Clinton.
This actually is a power couple. I keep hearing people say this, but
Yeah, I think it's like they work really well because like
It's when two electricians date.
they feed each other's ambition. In that sense, like like there's a joke even. One day, right, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton were at a gas station, and Clinton talks to the gas attendant for like 15 minutes, and the guy's like, Bill Clinton is like, why were you talking to him for so long? He's like, yeah, we used to date in high school. And he's like, well, do you feel good now that, you married the president of the United States and he's a gas station attendant? And she responds, if I married him, he would have been the president.
Why do you care so
Yeah,
much
that was
about
a-
Bill Clinton and Hillary
come
Clinton's
on.
marriage?
I don't, but what I'm saying is, though, behind... She was very instrumental in many ways to his success.
Oh, Jesus, Harry. This is the most assertive he's been ever.
But you're right, I don't know
Yeah,
anything about
that's-
other
Do you want to
people's
get promoted back to ensign? Oh, fuck.
marriages.
They could bust him down to crewman.
We've lost all control of him.
Yeoman.
We could execute him. We could Tuvix him.
Tuvix him into what? Harry and Lesser Harry?
Yeah, who is the XO?
One half Harry?
Tuvix does not need an XO.
Second half Harry?
We don't have to ask that.
Tuvok
No.
runs the whole ship and does not sleep.
Yes,
Is Tuvok
Yeah.
not in the captain's chair?
he is.
Here comes Hogan.
There's
There
3
isn't
seats.
a third. I don't
I
think
remember
there is a third seat.
really liking
there?
Hogan.
No, there's no third seat.
I don't
Is
think
this
so.
a mutiny
no third
scene?
seat.
The
Well, we're
framing
kind
of
of
this
on a
looks
Neelix
like a
topic.
mutiny.
Yeah, this is definitely a mutiny because it's like, why did Tuvok leave Captain and Chakotay?
The way
on the
they're
ship?
leaning on their elbows in toward Harry. Oh, yeah, they're plotting something.
Yeah.
Neelix overhears and he comes over and he's like, I hear you guys are planning to kill Tuvok too, eh?
You're right, though. You only put elbows on the table when you're planning mutiny.
Mutiny on a Starfleet ship? Never. So there aren't any other seats, but there's little like shelf benches on the side there that I think people use occasionally, like they used to have on the Enterprise D set, bridge set. They would come
Yeah.
and go. They were there, they were gone, they were there, they were gone.
Yeah, it was her Pulaski.
It seemed like whenever they had
Look
an
at this,
extra
an
guest star,
eggplant and a cucumber.
there was
Yes.
a bench.
Both of them with the ends chopped off.
Yeah. What's Neelix cooking with one
Do you
cucumber
suppose
with the end
Tuvok?
chopped off and one like other vegetable?
Do you suppose Tuvok went to Janeway's quarters, took over her quarters?
Wait, just random like Neelix related question. What does the internet have against Neelix exactly? I know he's the butt of a lot of internet jokes, but I never actually understood why.
He's a horrible
Well, he's
person.
kind of
jealous and
annoying.
controlling
He's
of Cass,
creepy.
and
He's
I hate him for
jealous.
it.
He's
He has
controlling.
vampire eyes.
He's a
Just
psychological
everybody talk.
abuser, and
Let's
he's
all list at the
obnoxious.
same time what we all hate about Neelix.
Yeah.
Like I could think of one example, for example, like remember that program Tuvok ran to like, test out his murderous intent or whatever, and so he made a program to like strangle Neelix to death?
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier.
Okay,
Like, I
I
could see
hate
him being
Neelix
annoying in
because
that
he's
way, 'cause he
jealous
really
and
didn't take no
controlling of
for an
Cass
answer.
and is emotionally abusive toward her. That's why I hate him.
Emotionally abusive? How you mean?
Yes.
He yells at her and berates her for the crime of having friends.
If you
Oh, yeah, shit,
don't
you're right, I didn't think about
recognize the abuse,
Yeah, that's a good point.
you may
pretty
be.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
And he stops doing that after this season. But honestly, the damage is done. My opinion of him is so low.
Yeah, I guess if I had someone getting that petty and jealous, yeah, I guess I could see that being the butt of a joke.
But he's kind of just
Tuvok-
annoying and cringy.
Do you think
Like-
Tuvok took both Janeway and Chakotay's and his own quarters?
The thing about
He's
Neelix
like,
is you
yes,
kind of
be
love to
my
hate
Vulcan
him.
tennis chamber.
Yes. He's an easy target. I think this is a new shirt from Tuvok. This is his fancy captain's position shirt.
Is it made out of silk, though? That's how we know if he's a good captain or not.
Oh boy.
No, sir.
Hmm.
Oh,
Tuvok,
Kevin's
just
mad.
kill him. Throw him in the brig or something. Come on.
Tuvok realizes that he has a problem, and now he has to
I'd try
scheme
and
about how
demote
he's
him,
gonna.
but then that would mean I'd have to promote Neelix to fill his space.
Anyway, I'm gonna take off because I got some stuff I gotta
This
do.
dress is way
Anyway,
better.
guys who make those Star Trek edits, they're super cool. Keep making them. I'm gonna take off for now.
Okay.
Bye.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, that's a better dress than before. I mean,
I kind of like the plain style for her.
I think
That
it might
was-
be
that was
better
a,
in this
you-
context if she had pants, because she's going to go exploring through the woods, but it's a decent
That was
looking
a-
dress.
I don't
That was a
even think he's
YouTube
wearing
plant
shoes
to
though
evaluate
right
you,
now.
Ryan.
Ooh.
I planted that
Damn, that's
person.
one hell of a Riker maneuver right
No,
there.
YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
YouTube came. It's undercover YouTube agent.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my headcanon.
What's wrong with a plain gray box? I love plain gray boxes.
Yeah, just live in a shipping container like a normal person,
Or a dumpster.
or a dumpster.
She's wearing
Is
a
that a
little
chest
house
on the
on
right?
prairie outfit.
That looks like a giant treasure chest. What is that?
I think that's exactly what it is. That's what they were looking for, and then she's like, "Hey,
They found it. X
Chakotay,
marks
we
the
found
cure."
Pirate's gold."
They weren't sick at all. They just needed an excuse to search the planet.
And they needed an excuse to take all the treasure.
But here's what I don't understand: why can't they just put them in quarantine or like in a decontamination room?
Well, you've seen what
Don't worry
happens
about
in decontamination chambers. Those were taken off the ships.
Yeah, they
after
got rid of those
Enterprise.
in the 2200s, late 2200s.
There's something
Okay.
about the planet itself that prevents
Makes
them from
it-
getting sick, I think.
Oh, okay.
They have they're infested with microbes that
It's
if
not
they
just a
leave,
virus.
they die.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
not just a virus. I thought it was just a virus. Thanks. That's a nice Polaroid camera hanging on a string. Hey, the monkey's back. So the
Yes.
monkey is a really important plot point to this episode.
Does the monkey have a name?
It has a better chemistry than Chakotay.
Jim.
Is it the same monkey?
Tomorrow.
Is it the same monkey
Okay.
from Friends?
He's bigger, faster,
Mm.
stronger too.
No.
It's not the same monkey from Friends.
And by the way,
The
No,
dogs
it's
have
not Donkey
names.
Kong.
I don't know if that's a monkey as much as it's a macaque.
She called it a monkey,
Raining.
didn't she?
Um,
Gee, why are you asking the monkey? Do you think
It's
the monkey
raining.
caused this weather?
Janeway.
How strange that there are all these earth animals in the middle of the Delta Quadrant.
yeah,
It's just like actually, Ryan. What happened is the same thing. You know the 37s that episode. The same thing happened here, but with monkeys.
If you say so. Oh, I like that camera shake from the lightning. That was very fancy.
Oh, Star Trek.
If you were worried about keeping your balance in the middle of a forest, maybe you should have worn pants, Janeway.
And shoes.
I don't think that's the right kind of monkey, review.
yeah, it's not
I think it's a spider monkey.
The
Yeah.
spider monkey.
Thanks.
Spider-Man.
Thanks.
Does
We
it
learned about
do
monkeys
whatever
on
a
this show.
spider can?
No, it just has black and white spots, so it looks like a spider.
Spider monkeys are New World monkeys belonging to the genus
Maybe
Atelis,
Cass is the
part
XO.
of the subfamily Atelinae.
Maybe it's Neelix.
At first, Rick Berman couldn't believe that a spider monkey would look convincingly alien, but when he was showed photographs, he said, "That looks alien
They're
enough to
weird.
me. Hook him."
What? Rick?
Yeah, I mean,
What? What do you have against Rick for that?
Why?
there's nothing
I have
alien.
so much against Rick Berman, you have no idea.
No, not in general. I mean specifically for the monkey thing.
At
Yeah,
least
what's
It
have a
doesn't look like
horn
an
on the
alien, it looks like a
monkey.
monkey.
That's an alien.
It's an
monkey.
alien monkey. Why not? We have
No.
several
Like,
episodes where it's just a dog.
Somewhere in the galaxy, an animal will evolve that looks exactly like an animal on Earth, and they'll just happen across that planet randomly when they need to stay on a planet to survive.
Somewhere,
for some
somewhere
reason.
on in the galaxy, there's a planet that looks exactly like Earth in the 1960s, and they just happened to cross that one too.
The 1920s, actually,
And the 1940s.
and the ancient Rome.
Mm-hmm.
And the cowboy.
Well, they explain that as that they brought ancient Rome culture to Earth and not the other way around, and it didn't evolve independently. And they explain the Nazi one because the guy went there and introduced Nazi
fine,
ideology.
that.
Weren't there 2 Nazi planets?
How did you
No, just
become?
one.
How could you be such a neo-Nazi and make it in the Starfleet?
Huh?
He
In the
After a couple
the
of
TOS
interviews,
observer who
yes,
introduced
the most
Nazism to the
efficient
planet. that's
society of all time, or whatever he
He-
says.
Which
he
not
forgot
true at all.
bullshit.
he forgot about the atrocities, and he was trying
Hey.
to give them order.
It is the
or
official
something.
position of Ryan's Edits YouTube channel that Nazis bad.
Nazi is
Mussolini
bad.
made the trains
brave.
run on time. Okay.
But that's
No,
the
they
thing.
didn't.
The Nazis were a colossal
Fascism was
disaster of a
radically
society.
inefficient.
They were efficient at one thing only, and that was
Stealing resources.
murder.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they industrialized murder better than anyone else ever had. Woo.
And when it turns
Yeah.
out when there's no
No,
transparency or
the Soviet
oversight in your
Union would
society-
like
Okay,
to have
okay,
a word with you,
We're
Moon.
moving on from the real life
Soviet Union
genocides.
would like to have a word
We're
with
moving
you.
on from the real life genocides and the pro-Soviets.
So
Let's-
Tuvok caves
Star
into
Trek.
peer pressure, and he turns the ship around only because Kim and the Maquis were about to revolt against him.
That's
And-
cowardice, Tuvok. Just shoot the
Yeah.
Maquis.
And that's emotional. Like,
Kill him.
He's like,
You're-
finally, I can go back, and Tom Paris won't be first officer anymore.
yeah. Also, there is
I
no
tried
chance.
to look at Memory Alpha to see who the first officer is, but it doesn't know.
Mm.
I don't think Tuvok has a first
Ooh.
officer. He's just a dictator.
How would she survive the storm without Chakotay's burly arms around her?
yeah.
Chakotay and her are cuddling. It's fine.
What's wrong
Yeah.
with that?
It's
We
just
all
gonna
know
make
that
things
Chakotay
awkward when
is
they get
just
back on the
love
ship.
and
It's because they never had chemistry for the first 2 seasons, and now
Janeway,
they're
those
trying
shoes
to.
are
Yeah.
not. At least they're
I
not
always
heels,
thought they
but
had
they're still
lots
not
of
good shoes
chemistry.
for this environment. Get a
They are
tennis
not
shoe or
good
something.
shoes.
Hiking boots, something.
Janeway
Come
is a fashion disaster in this episode.
Are those her
if you're
indoor
stuck on-
shoes?
if you're stuck on a planet and like there's only one other person there the whole time, you just what do you say? You like cover yourself in velvet.
What's cool is when they beam them down, Tuvok says we'll give them some modular habitation, and yeah, when we eventually build colonies on Mars, we're gonna build modular housing because it makes sense.
Now, who here would volunteer to go be the first colonist on Mars?
Me,
Not me.
just give me
Not
all the
me.
Star Trek DVDs. That's it.
I don't.
I'll go.
I think you might have other obligations if you're there than watching Star Trek.
Blu-ray or
I feel
nothing.
Well,
like
on your way over there, it's going to be like, what, 150 days of literally nothing? So you
Yeah, it
better
takes a
bring
while.
all of the Star Trek.
And then once you get to Mars, you all of a sudden get like swept up and stuck in chaotic space where you die.
Well, I'll be watching.
But yeah, I
All
am
good
absolutely
things.
no on going to Mars.
It seems like it would be a death sentence.
Yeah, it's a one-way trip.
It
Especially if you let an idiot like Elon send you to Mars.
Elon Musk is going to
It's
be the
definitely
first
a death
person to
sentence.
die on Mars.
One line that I like from Andy Weir's book, The Martian, is I'm not only the first person like on Mars, but I'm the first person to ever be by him or herself alone on the entire planet.
Part of me wanted to say, "Oh, well, what about the first human?" But that's not how evolution works.
No, it's not. Right, I was thinking the same thing.
I just don't really get the point of going to Mars.
We
It's neat.
need to become a two-planet civilization.
We need a backup.
Yeah, but
in
what's wrong
case
with
we mess this
orbital
up.
habitats? Like, aren't those better than Mars in every way?
But Mars actually has like an
Has
atmosphere and
resources.
ground.
Well, Martian atmosphere is kind of negligible. It like has 1/5 the pressure of
We
ours.
can
Sure, but it's better than
Um,
zero atmosphere.
we can fix that with bombs.
No, it's actually a huge disaster because it means you have to use. It's really difficult to land on Mars and then launch from Mars. Like compare Mars to like an asteroid.
One of the things that could happen to our planet is that like we could have a global war and destroy ourselves. If we had space habitats, I could easily see one or the other superpower shooting down all of our satellites.
Have you heard about the talk about colonizing Venus? Because
Yeah,
Even
Oh, yeah.
dumber.
you can basically
That's a
you
cool
can
idea.
basically
Cloud
you can
cities.
basically right cloud cities. You basically make like a blimp, and all you need is an oxygen mask at the level where their atmosphere is as dense as ours, and your habitat just floats.
I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know
it's a
that.
surprisingly good idea.
But
Breathable
here's
air
the-
floats, actually.
Now,
But then
the
That doesn't
problem.
seem like a good
Empire
idea.
would show up and ruin
I don't know how much
everything.
of a practical issue this is, but from a what I want to do it point of view, if anything goes wrong and you begin to fall, you fall into the sulfuric acid layer.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't because it's denser than the habitat.
Yeah, it rains
No,
sulfuric
but like if
acid,
the
though, because
habitat is
clouds
punctured
are
and the outside
ammonia.
begins to flow in, and it
Yeah.
All things considered, I think it'd be better to stay on Earth.
The view is better on Mars, okay?
At the
But
moment, perhaps.
it's important
we'll
that we
see.
expand, but I don't want to be the one to do it. Someone else
I
can
really
go.
I really like the twist coming at the end of this episode where we find out that this planet is actually Earth, and
Well, it's New Earth.
Janeway and Chakotay are actually Adam and Eve.
Maybe one day when we get to Mars, we'll discover that we originally started on Mars and we fucked up Mars so bad we had to come to Earth.
I'm pretty sure Adam and Eve hated each other this much.
No, they're like, oh, you just had to the snake.
Not if you were the last
Almighty
man on
God,
Earth,
the
Adam.
divine one and creator of the universe just wasn't enough for you, huh? You had to doom us to a life of pain and pain and
This is like
mortality.
as close to sex as this show ever gets.
Yeah, between them.
Between anyone. Oh, I guess there's kissing, but
I mean, Kim has.
Are you talking
gets an
about
STD.
specifically in Voyager or Star Trek in general?
yeah, Voyager.
Kim gets an STD, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So
Kind of.
you gotta.
Oh,
put it-
right.
You gotta put it in something to get an STD.
I always forget that episode.
I never forget that episode because it's something you should worry about when you meet new species.
That's a weird looking bed.
That's a twin.
Oh, and the back is slightly raised, not just because it's. Does she have acid reflux and it's helping?
So, yeah.
Oh, the deep Janeway lore. You should write a video about that.
Janeway
About
has,
why her bed on this one planet is raised a little bit.
Yeah, Janeway
You made
has
videos about
ulcerative
dumber things.
colitis.
I have. That's true. Oh yeah, we actually see the Okay, this isn't the closest we get. We actually see the conception of a child on screen.
Yeah. So the aforementioned episode.
Any updates on your Janeway mug, Ryan? Sorry to speak over you.
It is expected to ship in late March or early April, so I'm expecting it sometime in July, maybe August.
Thanks. Sorry, Moon. What were you saying?
I don't remember. But I'm glad that Ryan will get his Janeway mug at some point.
Eventually, maybe.
I wish I got a Janeway mug.
So are the Vidians,
It's made in China.
on equal footing with Voyager here?
That's not
I think
surprising.
they're on equal footing with like the Kazon, so not really.
I don't know.
I think
about
if
that.
they're like
There's-
outnumbered, then they could like get messed with, but otherwise.
Last week they had a Vidian Predator ship that just swooped over Voyager. It was the size of a Dideridix Romulan warbird, and it totally took over the ship and started dissecting their crew.
Let's see. Vidian ships.
So, they are like, for their scavenging needs, they are very militaristic. And scavenging, like harvesting organs.
Okay, so if other people from Chakotay's tribe live on some colony, if they move somewhere, how long does that colony have to be established for them to no longer have to say, we are far from the bones of our people?
Yeah.
Well, maybe
At what
they
point-
moved the bones.
Once the bones, accumulating bones, I guess.
But how many bones do you need for it to count?
Well, how do you
Does it
know
just
they
have to
didn't
be like
move
one
the
dead
bones?
person there?
When you go somewhere,
I guess all space Native Americans came from Earth, so they're still far from.
All space Native Americans.
I don't know how this works. Okay.
Have you guys already talked about how
That's
the
pretty permanent.
so-called expert on indigenous peoples was a total
Yes,
fraud?
many times.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
a fake.
Yeah.
It's a fake.
And I
Could
love
you
how
imagine if they just used
Chakotay-
Wikipedia? Like if Wikipedia existed when this was just you just Wikipedia all this stuff.
On the other hand, they didn't want to use like a real tribe, but he didn't have to say "my people" the whole time, and wear such a and make up a kuchi moya. That's pretty.
They could have used a real tribe.
What was his?
If being far from the bones of your people is a problem, what
I
if
think
we
he was
try
a
to
Blackfoot
evenly
crow.
distribute bones across the galaxy?
There are many ideas behind Chakotay's like tribal affiliation.
Yep, but
like-
he's not a member of a tribe that we know.
Yeah,
He's
he is.
Mexican.
Yeah, so
Chakotay isn't Mexican. Robert Beltran is
Oh,
Mexican. That's
right.
different. Also, there weren't
Who
Native
knows what
Americans in
Chakotay
Mexico.
It's almost as though actors can portray characters that are different from themselves.
Mexico
I
is
mean,
in
who could have
America. People did
imagined-
live there. I don't see what the issue is either way.
well, yeah, there's lots of
Just
Native
as
Americans
much to
in
do with
Mexico.
Hillary
Um,
Clinton.
There was a whole empire there.
yeah,
That's true.
a very big
Numerous
empire. In fact,
empires.
one of the biggest in the world.
And powerful, yeah.
Well, I don't know
numerous.
about
They were
powerful. They didn't really have guns, so.
They
You
were.
can have an empire without guns. The Romans,
But it
didn't have
wasn't the most
guns.
powerful in any case because other
said
people had
biggest.
guns.
It was extremely powerful till the people with guns showed up, and the people with guns only had guns because they had 1,000 years of discoveries from China flowing west
China.
before, and paper and things like that, which they never had. But the Olmec and Aztec and Maya were all major Mesoamerican civilizations.
Mhm.
But the Aztec dominated many smaller tribes or empires. So he, he could be from many Mexican people.
The Aztecs created for themselves a lot of bones of their people. It was
I
like
think
their
it's
main
kind of
thing.
ridiculous that they
And lots of
never
bones with other people.
stated what tribe he's supposed to be
I
from.
want an Aztec death whistle.
What's really cool about this shot is this is the Vidian scientist who was like unconscious a couple episodes ago.
With the romance episode, yeah.
Yeah, and like now she's like helping him out. But it was creepy because you're not supposed to fall in love with your patient, but Starfleet doctors keep doing that. So like it's almost like the writers were like paying attention and like following up on their own episode.
Well, if you can do a subspace like call like that, you could probably just send the doctor over.
True.
Do we want to send the doctor over?
Tuvix got a plan.
Yeah.
He's got a
Why
plan.
doesn't she just
Unfortunately,
send the recipe for the serum?
the Vidians are going to stop firing long enough for him to give and execute the plan.
Yes.
And also, but it was Janeway's order who was like, "Do not contact the Vidians."
Well, she's not the captain
Yeah.
anymore, so screw
Yeah,
her.
all right. Tuvok and everyone who told Tuvok to do this, get in the airlock.
Why are
Now
the
you're
Vidians
being
not shooting
stranded on
them?
the monkey planet.
Because what's his name? Tom Paris is dodging.
Is he? I feel like the
Yeah.
most evasive maneuvers we've had in Star Trek is listing lazily to one side.
Yeah, but
Except the Defiant. The
ship's not on
Defiant
screen right
evades
now, so it could be doing
occasionally.
anything.
It could
It could be
even
doing
be
those
evading.
crazy maneuvers from the Expanse.
Or it could just be sitting exactly where it is. All right, very effective. Not totally sure why that's more effective than just hitting them with a torpedo, but very effective.
I don't know.
Maybe the issue wasn't that they couldn't kill the Vidians, it's that they wanted to save ammo.
Yeah, they still had a torpedo count at this point of the show until they reached the Borg, where I guess they refilled their torpedoes.
They need the
We're like,
Vidians
Starfleet, you are our enemies, but we will
to give
give
them
you
the
Finley,
cure.
why do you always wear dresses?
torpedoes, I guess.
She's
She
not.
likes them.
What does she
On
I
this-
guess because she doesn't get to wear them in her normal job, so now she's like taking the
Yeah, she-
freedom to try something different.
She's Little House on the Prairie right now.
Palaxian tomatoes.
I love
Do
how
we
she.
want
Look, she has
Palaxian
coffee.
tomatoes?
This is goals.
Bourgeois, what are people talking about in the background? What's the conversation about? Don't you mute yourself. You tell us what they're talking about.
I have no idea what they're talking about.
Oh.
I didn't know you could hear them.
We hear everything.
Everything.
Did you just wait? Did Dragonhoff just call the Voyager fires lasers? Lasers?
Lasers wouldn't even penetrate our
Lasers.
navigational deflectors.
Don't you know that?
Mercurial
dare you.
rockets.
What?
Yes, I built a
Do you-
boat
do
in
you-
my garage when I was in high school. Yes, you could build this boat.
No, my question isn't about whether he could build it. I'm sure he could.
In fact,
It's
I built
just-
2 boats in my garage.
That display
Go ahead.
doesn't look helpful. It's not like a schematic. It's just
No,
a wireframe of a 3D model of a boat.
right.
Yeah, but the thing, like, wasn't Chakotay like planing some kind of wood earlier? So he was just upgrading his skill set. Like now he's gonna build a canoe.
Oh no, I guess you gotta get work on that boat real fast, buddy.
Oh no, we're not gonna have a romantic marriage now.
Boat ride.
They still could.
He was very sad.
He was gonna.
Then they can like roll back.
They
to Earth.
cannot because Janeway is getting remarried to the ship.
He was gonna
Yeah.
take her out on the boat and then propose to her.
Was
He was gonna
Janeway
give
cheating
her
on
a-
Mark with the ship?
He was gonna give her a ring made
Definitely.
out of their comm badges. That way they could
Eh,
never
nobody cares about Mark
contact
anyway.
Voyager.
Mark's cool with it though.
And Monkey, you will be the one I miss most of all.
Take the monkey. Take the monkey with you.
Take the monkey with you.
Wait, you're leaving the house? You can't do that.
Do they administer the treatment before coming aboard? Are they gonna have to go into quarantine?
Maybe. Unclear. Yeah, those tomato plants, are they invasive? What's the... You have to take everything with you. Nope, they're just leaving.
In 200 years, this entire planet will be covered in coffee.
It will be covered in Talaxian tomatoes.
Nuke it from orbit.
It was. He was scared.
There is no need to insult him, Captain. Yes, you can deliver that to her quarters and you can have dinner together. Come on, you love each other. You can date, it's fine.
It's
No,
weird.
she's married to the ship.
Chakotay
The
at
ship's
this,
not gonna
is this-
care.
Is Chakotay a cardboard cutout yet?
No.
No, not yet. He's still a character. I think his depression begins around season 5.
No, I think it's like when they introduce Seven and it becomes the Seven and Janeway show.
And Doctor.
Yeah, he definitely.
Alright. The next and final episode for today, Basics Part 1, 1 minute. Everyone queue up. Basics Part
the
1.
Doctor is like Sulu to Kirk and Spock of Seven and Janeway. He's there, but I mean,
I don't agree with that assessment. To my mind, it's
Yeah, I
the
think
Doctor and
that's-
Seven show after that.
really,
It's Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, but it's Janeway, Seven, and the Doctor.
yeah.
It depends on the
I
season.
could go for that.
Like McCoy is definitely the third one, but like he's not negligible. He's, like,
Despite
a
not
serious
having a
main
name,
character.
the Doctor has some of the better story arcs. You know,
We could just call him
his-
Robert
His character arc. No,
or
no,
Bob
that's the actor.
or Rob.
Zimmerman.
So
Schmellis.
I call most of the
Schmellis.
characters by their actor's name.
Schmellis
Alright,
is
everyone press play in 5, 4, 3, 2,
this,
1, play.
Oh
In
no!
the subtitles, they list him as Zimmerman because he was gonna be Zimmerman, right? And then they changed it last second.
Just EMH.
There's Grima.
I mean, it's interesting because we never get a holographic character before, so now we're like dealing with the moral, ethical
That's
dilemmas.
Moriarty.
Yeah, you're right, but like he was an accident. This was like the pinnacle of the Federation's technology. So
Oh, they should have called it the Tuvix because it's a splice of two species, right?
so then the other thing is though, right now we're
No,
dealing with the
Tuvix
problem
doesn't
of,
exist anymore.
Like
We've
what
already
if,
forgotten.
what if AI
Be
can do
homage
all
to
of
him.
our jobs for us, right? Like how do we deal with this future? And so like the EMH represents like the beginning of that idea. Like I just read
I
a
like
New York
how
Times.
Tuvok is now best buddies with a guy who literally murdered someone a few episodes
That
ago.
doesn't surprise me.
I don't remember this psychopath killer.
He's not emotional.
Yeah, Tuvok wouldn't have like the emotional like revulsion for him.
But this
Makes
was a
perfect
little
sense.
Hannibal Lecter, Clarice Starling. This guy even has.
Also, they
like,
melted, so that's a thing.
he has like little
So like
beady
get
eyes
suitor.
that like freak you out.
Yeah, of course they melded. Tuvok melds with everybody. Dude's got a problem.
Is it who hasn't he melded with? Has he melded
so
with
does
him?
Spock.
He hasn't melded with Harry Kim. Or
Oh,
Neelix. He hasn't melded with Neelix.
Are you sure about that?
No,
Just
I'm not
'cause
sure
the-
about that.
Just because someone calls you out of the blue and says I'm having your child, don't believe them.
I don't.
What?
I don't know about that.
Isn't that how this episode's turned into? With Seska telling Chakotay,
Oh, remember that weird plot point? That was weird.
I have your baby. And then I think at one point Chakotay says like we never even did it. So how could she be having our baby? And like she steals his DNA.
Well, supposedly, but she doesn't
Yeah,
actually.
she
It's a lie.
she had she
Yeah.
had a
Fake.
You know,
I don't
man,
think
they
it's a
just-
lie. I think she's wrong. Because she
Biting
seems
my
genuinely
tongue.
distressed when she learns it's not his kid.
Sorry, I forgot about that one.
I don't know. That whole plot point's very strange and unnecessary. I thought.
It's fine.
Yeah.
She's going to cease to exist after part 2 of this.
Like
You
Seska
don't
was
have to
like
worry about it.
cool and like ruthless, you know. And
Yeah, she was.
now
She's
she's
a
like
party.
doing like
Their son
weird
hates her.
emotional mind games.
Mm-hmm.
But the baby is his.
Like, did he have a tattoo on his eyebrow or something? Like, how did he see the baby wasn't his?
It doesn't have Kazon
the-
features.
Yeah.
Meaning the cranium wasn't going to lacerate her on the way out.
It doesn't have like really like bad hair.
Did it even have any hair?
I don't know.
Frickin' babies. Weird. So, how's the weather now? Has it changed?
I am sorry to say this will be my last time with you guys for 3 months.
Oh no!
So-
no,
Because of the
why is
weather?
that?
I'm about to go up to Canada.
They don't have
can tell-
internet in Canada.
Well, I'm going to be in the middle of the woods helping this Buddhist monk make food for him every day. So,
wow. That's cool.
uh,
Good luck with
but
that.
hopefully, if I can get back by Endgame, I'll try and watch Endgame with you guys.
Well, hopefully you'll come back.
Endgame is going to be like a year and a half away.
Hopefully you'll come
Really?
back enlightened.
You're watching-
And,
I
you
need
won't
to
have worry
calculate
about-
like when.
Well, let's see. We're
We'll be
now
done.
just finishing season 2. When did we start?
So, all right, if you watch 3 episodes a week, we just started season 2, right? We're like 6 episodes in. So there's
we're almost
18
done with season
episodes.
We
two.
started
We're
season 2
starting season
November
3 next week.
21st. It's now January 30th, so it's about 2
Calculator.
months per season.
24
Oh, okay.
times
Cool.
5 plus
It's too bad.
18
Season 3 is a great
divided by
season.
3.
Now, the
46
other
weeks.
Yes, thank you. The other concern is this channel going to exist in 3 months?
Yeah,
well, that's
I hope
noticed-
so.
I noticed you stopped taking membership contributions for like $1.
You can
Ryan,
thank
on your
YouTube for
channel.
that. They half shut it down.
Can I get my captain rank transferred to Discord?
Discord doesn't...
Okay.
I don't know
but
how-
I
yeah,
do support
set
you
that
on
up.
Patreon.
this
Shout out to
channel may not
Patreon.
exist because YouTube's cracking down on it.
Money? Oh, money.
There's some a-hole at YouTube. It doesn't like Ryan. That's what it comes down to. Something you said about Star Trek miffed them. They're like, I'm gonna demonetize this channel.
They false flagged like everybody's channel, and my friend who runs a theology channel was notified that his channel was going to be deleted until they said, "Yeah, sorry, we sent everybody that message. Oops."
A local college near me sent 5,000 students an email that said they got a full ride scholarship, and it was a mistake. So they had to send an email like, "Oh, sorry, we didn't mean that."
Well, even more
Oh,
depressing
man.
is that this channel may not exist in a few months. So, Ryan, will you have like a backup channel set up or a backup?
We'll
like,
we'll
server?
always have
No.
Star Trek.
Will you also
we'll
be backing
always
up
have-
your videos so we can watch them 1 year if like we have nothing
I mean,
else?
I have all my videos on my hard drive. I don't know where I would put them.
Okay.
We can
Ryan,
we can
I
talk
need-
about,
I
we
need
can talk
to
about that
have
offline,
an
Ryan.
archive of all the streams so I can go back and listen to myself speak.
We can
And,
talk about that offline.
The watch alongs, you have that backed up too, Ryan?
No, I do not have the watch alongs.
Okay, that's the
That's
most
good.
important thing.
I have all the actual videos.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I think.
Chakotay's
The
praying.
watch-alongs are only probably stored on YouTube because he's probably not saving them with OBS.
I'm not.
Are you?
I'm not saving them.
He said he's not. So I
Gonna
know
be
what I have.
visited by his father.
You will be visited by 3 spirits.
I'm back.
The ghost of Chakotay past.
Ryan's channel might be deleted.
Yeah.
Oh no, what happened?
YouTube's cracking down on good
Oh,
content.
God.
Good content creators. They're not allowed anymore.
Fucking hell.
You don't make
Anyway.
enough revenue for them to like overlook.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, how about that Star Trek?
Oh, I'm sorry, Ryan. That sucks.
I'll be
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sorry, Ryan. Star Trek. I don't know about that Star Trek, Ryan. It's not very good. You should watch Seinfeld.
Oh, did you want to watch the Star Wars Christmas special still?
Oh yeah, we should do that totally.
No.
Can we find a high fidelity copy?
I'm pretty
of it,
sure it's
though?
on YouTube because even Disney doesn't
is.
care enough to take it down.
Yeah, they don't want to acknowledge it existing, so they can't copyright strike
They would
it.
have to, yeah, they would have to claim it, and they don't want to. It's like, I've never seen this show before in my life. What are you talking about? What is this?
The Boba Fett short from the holiday special is on Disney Plus.
Interesting.
So are we supposed to
So-
understand that Chakotay's actually talking to his dad's spirit or his essence or what,
Yeah.
what's happening here?
Yeah. There's
Something
a spirit
like that.
world, and the animal guides you to the spirit realm. And
He's
that's
on
part
the
of-
techno ayahuasca.
like the world in which you live
He's-
is the above world, and then for the ancient Aztec there was the nether world, and the shamans and the jaguars, they would be the nexus between us and the nether world.
Do ghosts exist everywhere, or is there a, do they have to like travel to the Delta Quadrant to have a chat?
The ghosts get pulled into the Delta Quadrant by the caretaker.
The ghost is inside of him.
He's hallucinating because he touched his hallucination device.
God, yeah, he literally
I
has
think it
an
emits,
injection
like,
to
a
make himself
field.
hallucinate. I guess the
that's
spirit
funny.
realm is accessible from anywhere in the galaxy.
Yes. But when Janeway was growing Talaxian tomatoes are indigenous to the New World, and we only had them when we discovered, when we wiped out the indigenous population. But
And people refuse to eat them because they're nightshade.
right, and they looked poisonous, and they fed them to wolves because they thought they were poison.
And then when they did try
Right.
them, they realized tomatoes aren't actually that great. Why are we eating these?
But
They're delicious. What's wrong with you?
Italian and Indian
The-
cooking
the
is so dependent
poverty-
upon tomatoes that you can't imagine that 500 years ago there was no tomatoes in Italian cooking.
The thing is that what drove people to eat tomatoes in Europe was extreme poverty and not having a choice. So,
They are
like
delicious.
people,
I don't
like
know.
people in Ireland were found starved to death during the potato famine with their mouths full of grass because they were eating grass. Yeah, like
yeah, and
extreme poverty will
your
drive
stomach
you to.
your stomach can't break down the plant fibers that grass has. So nutritionally,
of
you're doing
course.
nothing when you eat grass.
Right, you're just gonna get a weird. Yeah.
Stomach
Anyway.
ache. Yeah. But potatoes, tomatoes.
I think I might be prejudiced against tomatoes because of an experience I had with them in grade school, and I think kindergarten.
What happened?
My first year at school.
What? How did tomatoes hurt you? Show me on the doll where the tomato
Ryan
touched
used
you.
tomato
They
trauma.
hurt me
They
in my
turned
mouth.
off the emergency medical holographic channel.
They can't do
What
that.
happened? What happened?
So in kindergarten, we had our school lunch. I was like, "Oh, they have cherries here," and I ate it, and it wasn't a cherry; it was a cherry tomato, and it was just the difference in
You were
expectations between expecting a cherry and getting a tomato. It's like, oh, that's the worst. Why would they? And now I hate tomatoes. There we go.
Right.
Just because it wasn't a cherry.
Now that said that.
Jay was like, "Uh-oh."
You know what you have wrought, Janeway? No, radishes are way better than cherry tomatoes.
Wow,
What?
that's pretty harsh. That's pretty
What?
harsh.
Okay.
How's that harsh? I think it's very kind to radishes.
All right.
You can't be the executive officer in charge of cherry tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't make sense.
Thanks.
It's too bad they spend all this time on the holographic ships, and it ends up doing like absolutely nothing to help them in the end.
They should have just made a gigantic Robert Picardo, like Godzilla's the Kazon.
Why don't we just go to warp 9.998 and leave? They can't catch us.
There's
They're
like
dumb
so many
Kazon
better
ships.
ideas.
Just leave. But we can't sustain it forever. You don't have to sustain it forever.
Wait.
Just get out of their range and leave.
Aren't we trying to pick up Chakotay's kid?
Nah, screw them.
We got another
Just
baby
leave.
to pick up. We're just
Just
rescuing
leave.
babies on Voyager.
We don't have to pay Seska child support. Just leave.
Yeah, this thank you is gonna get everyone killed. So
Well, it's gonna get Hogan
Only nearly
killed.
yeah. You know, bourgeois. I just want to. I studied religion in college. Bachelor's degree. So in the Zen Buddhist tradition, there is a tradition of instant enlightenment, which the other Buddhist traditions don't emphasize as much. But there's plenty of stories where like the master just takes out a stick and hits the disciple's head as hard as he can, and
Yeah,
the
that's one
disciple is
tradition.
and he's instantly enlightened. You know, so I just if enlightenment comes to you, I just want you to embrace it. Okay.
Okay, will do. I won't be there for enlightenment. I'll just be there to cook.
Serve.
He's there for the job.
Well, that's someone has to serve.
How much
the
do
enlightened
Buddhist
people.
monks pay?
Oh, it's just room and board, and a
Oh.
lot of quiet time away from all of the chaos of the world.
So are you gonna like download all the Star Trek episodes to your phone and bring a solar panel?
Oh yeah, I already have all of them on a hard drive. Don't worry about that.
Are you taking that with you though?
Might be.
Okay.
I'll only have a little bit of power.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like Buddhist monks aren't allowed to watch Star Trek.
Yeah, it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Bring a solar
In
panel,
the
put them on your
woods,
phone.
just north of Minnesota. I do. I'm on it. I'm on it, Ryan.
Good.
And hopefully, when I come back, I'll have a new Star Trek Voyager series in script form.
Where Chakotay takes care of the kid.
Where Neelix dies
Okay.
once and for
Chakotay
all.
raises a kid that's not his.
Have we seen this actor before? Who's this guy? He sounds familiar. Voyager, basic. Do we know this guy's name, the character? No? Don't know his name? Okay.
All right.
Colopack?
Sorry.
Colopack?
Michael is not here.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Michael would know this off the top of his head.
Tierna.
Tierna.
Teirna.
That's John Gegenhuber. No, he plays another Kazon.
Yeah, so that's what he's done before.
But-
Right?
Yeah, he played a different Kazon, and now he's playing this Kazon, and that's it.
So he sounds like every other Kazon.
He was Jal Sarat.
Kazon are pretty brutal.
They would totally be willing to breathe poison for hours. They totally would. They're crazy people. Oh my god, just leave. Just warp away. I also don't really understand how Neelix knows so many areas of space.
Neelix
Well,
got
not for
around,
long.
what can I say?
That pretty much peters out next season.
Yeah, he's gonna have a whole episode about getting to the edge of his knowledge, but even this amount, they've been going for a while. How far could he have possibly gotten as a junk trader?
Well, I mean, they seem like they don't travel very far in the first 2 seasons, and then they start traveling a lot faster. Because how else can you explain the Kazon existing for 2 seasons?
And not just Kazon in general, the same Kazon characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows? Guess they were just chilling. So do you guys like radishes?
Now I do.
Radishes
What?
are good.
What do you mean now you do?
Well, I didn't understand that there's a title for chief. What is it? Chief officer in charge of radishes, and not one for cherry
Executive
tomatoes?
officer in charge of radishes.
Thank you. So that's a very important position created by Captain Picard. So yes, I do like radishes. But before, cherry tomatoes are much better than radishes.
I feel like you're just trying to do favoritism here.
This is where
I
they're
just
getting
like to point. I
pecked by
still,
ducks, right?
I had a quick question. I hate to interrupt, but the Kazon only get one ship model that they just
Yes.
Yeah,
They just show it in
it's
different
just
scale
sizes.
up whenever they
It's
need.
scaled up, or scaled down.
There's
Yeah.
a Kazon
I
ship.
think they're slightly different.
Like the shuttlecraft is the exact same as the capital ship,
But small.
just with different dimensions.
I mean, it works.
God, imagine if Starfleet was all just Constitution classes, but different sizes. Different scales
Well,
of Constitution.
the Klingons did it with the bird of prey.
Yeah, and it's stupid.
They're like, hey, we got to have 3 or 4 different sizes of bird of prey because oops, we had the continuity error in the show, the movies.
Come on, Suitor. What are you doing? I guess this is his big opportunity. He probably hasn't had an opportunity to talk to anyone but Tuvok for a long time.
Who did he kill?
It's some random we'd never met before.
And just
On
one
the ship.
person?
Was
Yeah,
it just
he-
one or was it 2?
Oh, just one. Is just one murder not enough for you?
Well,
No, okay, and
I thought it was. I
how
thought there
he
was
doing
an,
it? Like, was he like using his telepathic powers?
no. He
hit them in
hit
the
him in the back of the head with a
wrench.
hyper spanner, and then he took him inside of a thing and melted him instead of a plasma.
He tried to
conduit.
incinerate the body in a nacelle or something. It didn't work.
What? Okay.
Or in a
so,
plasma conduit.
alright. I mean, I like the beady. I like the beady eyes, and again, how they bring back the character.
He's a Betazoid, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes. That's why.
So maybe part of it is like he likes experiencing their fear, when he's killing them.
Definitely.
Meanwhile, Tuvok is a Sigmazoid.
Sigmazoid. Are there any Deltons on board? Excellent.
Oh boy.
Suitor, tone it down. You're literally a murderer. Calm down a second. There you go. Reel it in, buddy. Go to your
Deep
happy
breath.
place.
Go to your happy place.
And your happy place that
you will.
isn't with a big hammer. Different happy
boy.
place.
Souter is also a really funny name because Justice David Souter was an important liberal Supreme Court justice until he retired. So every time you say Souter, I'm thinking of like.
If you want a different name, we could always call him Grima Wormtongue.
It wasn't Justice Souter.
No, it was spelled Souter, but it's pronounced Souter.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got like a bomb inside him, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He's got a chemical bomb. Yes.
He
he
like
injects himself with some chemical, and it activates the bomb.
Yep.
It's a
Yep.
huge,
Yep.
It's a huge inferno too. Like we never see an
He
inferno.
they have this weird effect where his like whole face like expands.
Yeah, that's
for a
that's
moment.
like the one shot I remember from this episode extremely clearly. It's horrible.
How do they
What if
convince him to
we
do this?
beam
Is the
him into
question.
space? He was just up for it, man. They're crazy.
No, they must have like his family or something. If he doesn't do it, they're gonna kill him.
Would we at least lock him in a force field or something? Come on.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Well, now I'm not tied to a chair.
Interesting
Wanna try
word
it again?
choice, Chakotay.
Oh, careful, you'll set him off. Literally a ticking time bomb, Chakotay. Be careful.
There's so many signs.
If you're going to strangle my patient, do it in the hallway.
Yeah, like a civilized person. Torture has never been a reliable means of extracting information. It's ultimately self-defeating.
As a means of control.
So that's
Yes.
Jonathan Archer for the next season of Enterprise. Because that's all he knows how to do when he needs this information.
Also, next season of Enterprise, Jonathan Archer is also going to have to deal with people who are biological bombs and are going to threaten to blow up the ship.
Here too, we have a biological bomb.
Which episode is
I
that?
know. Chosen Realm, season 3.
Chosen Realms.
I've been eating Taco Bell every day for so long that I
No,
turned into a
no, be
biological
silent.
bomb.
Keep your forked tongue behind your teeth.
Come on, Ryan, potty humor is not the worst thing I've ever done on this channel.
Just because...
Worse, being a biological bomb or singing Faith of Heart.
He should be
a secure deck
jettisoned into
far away
space.
from the warp core.
Gonna put him
Felix,
out
what the
of
hell is
airlock.
that? An egg?
It has
That's
a stand. Is that
Neelix's,
that looks like a plasma ball stand that they
Essential
painted
oil
silver?
dispenser.
What would happen if you are put out an airlock while the ship is at warp? So you're gonna pass through the subspace field,
the only
right?
route.
You evolve into a lizard.
He's not hungry because Captain rejected his plan for a flower garden or something. Hydroponics improvements.
So the whole Seska part, like having Chakotay sound like that whole thing is weird, but otherwise this is pretty solid, honestly. You know, like
Ain't bad.
the conspiracy is generally pretty well thought out. It's menacing. The Kazon are actually threatening to some degree, which is pretty good.
Yeah. This episode is hard to watch without watching the second part immediately after.
Yeah.
Well,
I think-
we're just gonna have to live with it.
their technology is not complicated, and they usually aren't very threatening. But here, they have a good plan, and they are organized.
Did they say that the formation was a Cardassian echelon?
Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Seska, is that you?
I always think that there's like a cup holder underneath that monitor that pops out. It's like the center
For her
console in
coffee.
your car.
Are they creating holographic ships?
Yep. Talaxian ships. Oh no,
boy.
not Talaxians.
Space hobbits to the rescue.
Only 3?
Hollow emitters on the outside.
Like
That's
create
as
Borg
many as
cube.
they could CGI.
They could probably pick something scarier than a Talaxian ship.
Yeah, like a Borg
Klingon
cube,
or
or a
You wouldn't want to
Vidian
make a
ship,
hobbit angry. You wouldn't like them when
or
they're angry.
really anything other than the Talaxians.
It could even be a Kazon.
yeah. That would confuse them.
Or Voyagers.
They may have torpedoes to waste, we don't. Are you sure about that, Janeway? How many torpedoes do you have?
Voyager does more than any other series, like the fade in, fade out shots when like Janeway's in focus, and then you go to Kim, and Kim's in focus, and then Paris.
I'm just glad when we get shots of Janeway, it doesn't do that thing where they put Vaseline over the filter from older shows.
Beta sequence.
Anytime there's a woman in frame, just Vaseline.
Ryan,
Ridiculous.
you should do an edit where it's like
this was only
it's
1990. Sorry, to speak over you.
Oh.
6, but like he prays over
Not sorry at
himself
all.
before he blows himself up, which is like a suicide bomber or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, look.
I like how big the
9/11 didn't
Kazon ships
invent
are.
suicide bombers. America was well aware of suicide bombers prior to 9/11.
I mean, it wasn't
Yeah.
here.
Look
but,
at the movie The Siege.
Yeah, it was mostly in Israel. There
there
wasn't really
we
one
go.
here. But sorry, Bourgeois, I think you were saying something, or
No, not me.
Oh no! Oh no! The doctor's being projected out.
How
into
does he
space.
exist in
yeah, where's
what?
the? Oh
How
no,
can he talk?
no. Okay, what happened was they created a plan to create a second Voyager with a hollow emitter in space. So the hollow emitter it's a full Kazon. So that's how he's in space, because they projected.
Yeah.
a
I know.
hologram.
I get it.
Yeah, but someone was asking how can he scream?
How
or
are the
How do you
K-
hear? How can
when
you
the Kazon
scream?
ships
There's no
shoot the
air
holographic
in
ships,
space.
when the Kazon shoot the holograms, the phasers actually impact on the holograms. How? Is that no, that's not a triangle.
It's holographic impact. It's all simulated.
Okay, it's one Kazon destroyed. Hopefully that was the one with Seska on it.
No.
A lot
Ooh,
of-
oh, this
No,
is
no,
so
no, no.
gross.
I'm not looking at this scene. Nope.
Ah,
Oh yikes!
No,
He
thank
peels
you. I'm
back
gonna look
a-
over to the right.
Yuck.
Wow, what a
Yeah.
nice closet I have.
this was really weird.
Yeah.
And then he eats it.
This
No,
is
probably
it's
gonna, like,
little,
cut
there's like a
himself with the
syringe in
tip.
it. I thought.
it's not bad as maybe it's not as bad as when like
How did that fit? Is that a
Pears took out, like,
telescoping
each his
syringe?
own tongue.
Yeah,
I guess
but there's no way that fits in an acrylic toenail.
Yeah, no.
it wasn't an acrylic toenail.
It was a
was
space toenail.
Actor's actual toenail.
I can't watch this part. That's nasty.
Yeah.
No, his face blowing
God,
up was
I'd-
really cool.
Here's another story from my elementary school. I knew a girl who showed everyone in class she could actually lift up one of her fingernails.
Yeah, there was a kid
It
in
was-
my kindergarten class. that
It
did
was the
that.
worst.
Yuck.
This is so cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he becomes a biological weapon.
I have no idea who that girl was anymore. I don't know her name, but I know that I hate her.
I remember the kid in kindergarten who lifted up his fingernail. His name was Andy.
And now I'm just like pressing my fingernails to get into my body so
To
they
make
don't
sure
come
they stay
off.
down.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe one day they will in your sleep. You just wake up and you have fingernails
Shut
and you
up.
open like the hood of a car.
Yeah, don't creep it. It's a form of torture.
Everybody keep
So-
your fingernails where they are.
Yeah, it's excruciating. But I
Apparently
could
not for
bend
that
my
person
thumb
in grade school
backwards.
wasn't.
Yeah, I could bend my thumb backwards, or I used to be able to.
uh, I got a great video. I'm gonna put in memes and spam.
This is the wrong shape.
Okay, they have a shuttle.
Tom gets to fly a shuttle. The ship doesn't
Do
need
you,
a pilot.
Do you Do you want to go to warp, Tom? Tommy boy?
Can those shuttles go to warp?
Yeah, they can warp.
Oh, he cares about Tom.
It's just the TNG and TOS shuttles that can't warp. Everyone else can.
I mean, they have to be able to warp, as you point out, Ryan, because you'd never be able to get anywhere.
Look, it's every day. You're being boarded. You're losing. We know. Self-destruct. Yes. Yes, she's gonna do it.
Blow up the ship.
Oh, come on. Okay, so fight your way to engineering and blow up the core.
Nope, too late.
Janeway to engineering. Blow up the core. Come on. Destroy the core. There are still people on the ship. Okay, I guess the Kazon just win. Fine.
There wouldn't be a second part.
There doesn't have to be any more show if we blow up the ship. Which Janeway seems like she really, really wants to do.
Our heroes. This never happened on TNG, right?
That the ship was taken over? No.
Like, all the bad guys boarded the bridge and, like, put the captain on his knees.
I mean, the captain was replaced multiple times. And then
I mean, there's-
people boarded Enterprise
Yeah.
while it was docked and empty one
Yeah.
time.
And Ferengi have taken over the ship and tried to sell it and stuff. But, like, lights off, men with guns coming in, soldiers with guns.
Yeah, the Ferengi took over the Enterprise D.
So, Janeway here tries to stand and be a leader, and they knock her right down. One good thing about this writing is that in Caretaker, the Kazon were furious that they wouldn't give them replicator technology. So here, they're still mad about that replicator thing.
A woman contradicting him?
This sounds like every other supposedly A-type personality husband. It's like, she corrects me in front of my friends.
Well, Mashkola, maybe she wouldn't have to correct you so much if you weren't such an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, they fixed the
Hey,
lighting. Nice.
They got the lights on.
I think that baby's a doll. Pretty sure.
They showed a real baby in the first part of the episode, so she might be holding a baby.
But it looked like it wasn't moving. It looked dead.
Yeah, it looks pretty stationary.
Yeah, its face is not moving as it's crying. That's a doll with sound effects.
Aw. Added in post.
Shoot the warp core. Use gun on core. Nice foggy sickbay. Are they going to try to take the doctor out? Because that's not going to happen.
He didn't have this ability at the beginning of the show to turn himself back on. Speaking of which, can we please have a system where I can turn on my PC, like, remotely?
Yes, that already exists.
Can you turn on your PC with what?
Like, remotely, like, can I push a button
Yeah, you can.
on
Yes,
my phone
yes,
to
it
turn on my
exists.
PC?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
You require some kind of external device though,
Wake
to, like,
on LAN
on
is
the same
good.
network to send a wake up signal.
Oh, thanks.
Got a lot of extras.
Yeah,
You don't usually see that many on
It's
one
good.
place.
she ordered him to. He ordered them to round up everyone and bring them to Cargo Bay 5. So we need extras today. This is like a 2-part episode, season finale. We need lots and lots of extras.
See, Maj, you're still being an idiot. Oh, that's a real baby. Maj, you're still being an idiot. Of course you need to confirm the shuttle was destroyed.
Yeah, they fake sensor readings all the time in this. Oh, look at the baby. Chakotay's not baby.
Not baby.
You were not the father. So this episode is just an episode of Maury. Who's your baby daddy?
Ooh, I like that volcano. I like how that's actual real footage of an Earth volcano.
Land the ship inside
That's not a
the
CG volcano.
Yeah, Igneous Rock looks pretty alien when you look at it.
The Kazon figured out how to fly the ship very quickly.
I guess Seska was training them while she was hanging out. Because she knew how to fly it.
And the Kazon are so evil. They don't even leave them on a Minshara class planet. They leave them on like an inhospitable volcano zone.
It's inhospitable in a lot of ways. Giant worms.
There's a cave with a monster.
So how do they get the command codes?
Carefully.
They hijacked the crew, so they must have.
Pretty good evil laugh.
Yeah. Hey, the planet got better.
Yeah, it could be worse. It's still a bad planet, but it could be worse.
I don't. They just kill them all. They are bad dudes after all, right?
Yeah, but
Because they're
This way they
cowards
didn't
and
need to
Maj Cole is an
land. They
idiot.
didn't need to
Or
land. They
whatever.
could have just spaced them all with the transporter.
Maybe they're leaving them here in case they need to come back and like, oh, how do we work this system?
Do you think Neelix was like at one point tried? It's like, I'm not really with these guys, and I have my own ship. Could you just let me go? That'd be great.
God,
They're
did
like,
they
"No,
land
you
in
must
Los
stay here
Angeles?
to torture them more."
Is this the whole crew? There's only like 20 people here.
The rest
Where's
are
everyone
just
else?
barely out of shot.
There's
Where are they
only what,
walking to?
120 of them.
And there's definitely not 120 people on screen.
No.
Besides food and water.
You mean like that cliff that you can see right there? All right, so they're fanning out and they're going to go look for sticks and rocks. Fortunately, rocks are in
Shelter.
abundant supply.
Trying to answer to Neelix.
Yeah.
God, it's just the worst.
Yeah, she has that power move.
Several million. Are there dinosaurs?
More than a million.
Several million. Why is this so low resolution?
More than several. More like a couple billion.
What is that? There's a cave monster. Oh, and some
Hey, you know what
primitives.
those guys are? Those are the cave Zon.
Okay. Is this CG? Why is this so low resolution on the grass on that shot?
Probably CG.
Look at this.
I'm
What is
certain it
this?
is, in fact. Die.
Maybe they were able to like steal the ship so easily because Janeway's like keys fell out of her pocket and like got caught in between the seat cushions and she didn't notice.
Maybe she's just a bad captain.
No.
All right. Hey, Doc.
Yep, they lose their line of sight.
Do we find out about Suitor this episode, or do we have to wait?
I think you have to wait. Oh no, they might reveal.
Oh,
They did say that there were two people they couldn't find. Paris is one of them, so they kind of implied that there was someone else.
I mean, they might be trying to make you think the second person is the Doctor.
True.
No, they're gonna show us.
Yep, here he is. Hey, what up, Grima? God, Voyager's not aerodynamic.
Yeah.
It looks like a whale.
Yeah.
That's pretty aerodynamic.
Fade to black on Janeway's reaction shot. There it goes.
To be continued.
Be continued.
To be continued next week.
Thanks.
I like the
Thanks,
old
Chad.
system where we would watch the two-parters, even if it made it 4 episodes.
Good
Well,
luck with your
that system has
Canadian-
ceased to exist.
service to, the spiritually advanced bourgeois.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll see you guys. Hopefully Ryan's account will still be around when I get back.
Yep. I'm sure the count will be fine. It'll just probably be less videos because I need another job.
Don't we all?
And
Well, thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
everyone, the stream is over. Be gone.
Never.
Be gone.